Welcome back to another video. Are you in a place where you simply feel like you could be doing more towards your financial goals, whether that's a house deposit, a car deposit, a holiday? Are you in a place where you want to be able to do more for you, for your family, where you could be in a financial position where you could buy whatever you could ever want or need? This is the place where I cover 5 super simple tips to help you get started sort of on that journey, which you can start today. Work and build from there to save more, to invest, passive income, pay down debt, invest your money, invest in property. If you clicked on this video, you weren't planning on watching this, it's just general out of curiosity, you know who you are.
Are you talking to me? There's no one else here. You must be talking to me.
Stick around to the very end because you could still take something away that could really make a difference. So with that, hit the subscribe button and let's get started. And now for tip number 1, and that is goal setting. So I swear the rest of them won't suck as much as this one, but it is very important in terms of being your motivator, your driver, in terms of saving more money. What are you aiming to achieve in the next, let's say, 3 to 5 years, the short term? What are you aiming to achieve in the long term, 5 years plus? You want to make sure that your goals are sort of specific, so you know what you're working towards, they're measurable, you know when you've hit them, they're realistic, they're time bound, so you know exactly when you want to achieve them by. So for me, as an example, so my goals, sort of by 30, I want to be in an Audi R8. That's sort of my dream, that's my goal. I want to invest in a property a year up to the age of 30. I'm 27 at the minute. By 2024, next year, my goal is to hit $125,000 in terms of my investments. But these are all things that I know are pushing and driving me harder because that's what I'm consciously thinking of on a day-to-day basis. Something you can have at home is a vision board. So it's just a board showing pictures and images and just writing of just generally anything you're trying to achieve. And when you wake up of a morning, you can look at it and be reminded of why you're leaving for work. And now for tip number 2, and that is reflect on your spending. What I want you to do is grab your card statement for the past 2-3 months and really look through it, understand it. Are there any subscriptions you don't want or think you need anymore? Do you spend a lot more than you thought on eating out on a weekly basis? Or do you buy lunch every day when you're at work? Is there more you could be doing towards your phone bill or your car insurance? An exercise I kind of did was I wrote out all my expenses and then I actually brainstormed and actually started to Google how I can save money on each of those areas. The internet's a magical thing. There's so much information out there. Why not utilize it? There's so many people I know that they don't understand what they're actually paying for in some circumstances. I know someone who had an Apple bill come out for 89p. It was for cloud storage that they didn't actually use. I know it's a little amount, but it's about understanding where your money is going and if you really need to be spending it. And now for tip number 3, and that's create a budget. It kind of leads on from the second point, but it's all about writing out all your expenses and trying to cut down and limit how much you're spending. You can still enjoy life, but it's all about enjoying it a little bit more in moderation. So rather than going out a few times a week, you say to yourself, I've got this much to spend on entertainment or social occasions in a month, and just trying to sort of control that spending a little bit more. Or let's say taking your food or your grocery bill and just trying to limit a little bit how much you're spending on those, just to be a little bit smarter with things. A general rule of thumb is the 50-30-20 rule. So if you take your after-tax income or your after-tax paycheck, 50% of that should go on your needs. So that's your electric, your rent, so your utilities, housing costs, car costs, let's say. 30% that should go on your wants. And then finally 20% that should go on your savings or your investments, just as a general rule of thumb that you can kind of follow to see how you're sort of doing with your spending. And now for tip number 4, and that is eliminate your debt. There's no point in saving a little bit of money here or there if, let's say, you're paying a couple of $100 a month in minimum monthly payments towards a credit card. The difference it could really make by simply paying that off in terms of the amount of money you've got, rather than paying those minimum monthly payments each month and setting the money aside in a bank account that's, let's say, generating you 4% in interest a year. It's really about thinking about your time horizons and what's best for you. And now for tip number 5, and that is pay yourself first. So this is a simple but effective psychological trick in that once you get paid, before all your bills start coming out, you set aside your money for your savings or investments first. By doing this at the start of the month, you'll naturally adjust for the money not being there, whereas if you did this at the end of the month, once you invest or save whatever's left over, when you're out and about, you'll naturally spend more because you'll think to yourself, this is my balance at the minute, and you'll be more likely to make impulsive decisions. As a treat for watching this far into the video, I've included a little bit of a bonus section. So if you made it to this bit, be sure to hit the like button so I know it was worth recording. But another thing is understanding your triggers and your blockers. So what's going to trigger you into spending money, whether that's walking down the alcohol aisle in a grocery store, whether that's walking down a gaming aisle, whether that's going to a particular shop. But what's going to block you from making that impulsive decision? For me, it's about asking myself questions. So do I need or do I want this? If I want this, will it actually add enough value to my life? Will I use it regularly, or do I just like the idea of using it for the next couple of days? What is the future potential of spending the money that I'm about to spend? For you, it might just be as simple as thinking of the car, thinking of the house that you're working towards. There's also try having a no spend day or a no spend weekend, where with family or with a partner, there's a lot of free activities you can do, from comedy clubs to having a cooking night where you all get involved, to having a movie night. There's a lot of things out there that you can do to save money. Another one is subscribing to this channel. Do you see what I did there? For more videos on growing your wealth, investing in property, there's a variety of stuff I cover. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done all 3, liked, comment, subscribed, at least try to do 1. You can see I'm a small channel, so every viewer, every little bit of engagement means the absolute world to me. But thank you again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.